With the Game Awards approaching very quickly, let's take a look at the only award that really matters. We're talking Game of the Year, baby! The nominees for Game of the Year 2022 are Stray, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, Horizon Forbidden West, and last but not least, Boy of War Ragnarok. Now, just listing off all of these games, we all know which two games are most likely to win the Turbo Chan Discord Mod Award. Stray and Xenoblade Chronicles, the two behemoths of this year's Game of the Year class, are God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring. I mean, no shit. Now, before we discuss these two in particular, let's talk about a couple games that got snubbed from Game of the Year. Goat Simulator 3, this shit needs to be preserved in graphene, so when aliens discover Earth and go DEFCON 3 on our asses, Goat Simulator 3 will be our last remnant on Earth. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. This should have made the list over Stray. Fuck them cats. Alright, we're talking turtles who are ninjas. Come on now, you are not Ralph-Alpha. You are not Ralph-Alpha. What the fuck's Ralph-Alpha? And lastly, our biggest snub is Alaskan Truck Simulator. When it comes to God of War and Elden Ring, there is potential for a very long and tiresome argument as to which game is better and more deserving of the Turbo Chunk Yelp Moderator Award, simply because these games are quite different from each other. God of War having its story/narrative up front, while Elden Ring's lore kind of lays back, it's chilling a little bit, with the gameplay and scary Omega Giga shit bosses being at the forefront. As of right now, between these two games, I'd have to give my vote to God of War.
This is for Modi! You put him last, even in death! The fuck you say?
Simply because I haven't played Elden Ring yet. However, I may plan on doing it sometime soon. I'm not sure yet. I need to convince myself a little bit more. God of War's story, gameplay, characters, music, atmosphere are all super good, which means that God of War is clearly deserving of the Game of the Year award. However, what if I were to tell you that I do not cast my vote for God of War or Elden Ring? See, no, come on, don't fucking do it. No, don't do it. What the frick, man, come on. For me, my Game of the Year would have to go to Horizon Forbidden West. You don't know what that is? Okay, yeah. Don't worry, lots of other people don't know either. Now, me saying what I just said isn't saying that people don't know Horizon Forbidden West released and came out on the shelves yet. No. I say this because people are completely disregarding Horizon Forbidden West in the Game of the Year discussion. I mean, I've even seen some people shocked that Horizon was even nominated in the first place, which is, that's just Hingle shit. Am I going to try to convince you that Horizon should 100% be the definitive Game of the Year in this video? No. But am I going to try to convince you that Horizon should at the very least get more credit than it's been getting? Maybe. Yes, that's what I'm going to be doing. There are two things I'd like to add before we get started on this, that if I sound a little bit, just not normal, it's because I was a little bit congested while recording this. And also, I'd like to add that Horizon released at probably the worst time possible. They decided to release on February 18th, which was very good for me because it was early in the year, but it also came out literally a week before Elden Ring came out, and obviously, Horizon was completely overshadowed by Elden Ring. So that affected its popularity. But anyway, let's get back to the video. First thing I'll start off with Horizon is the thing that most people talk about when it comes to Forbidden West, and that is the graphics. The game looks unreal and is by far the best looking game I have ever played. All of the environments look godly, the people look like they're made out of actual human skin and flesh instead of plastic like they were in Zero Dawn. Aloy looks amazing. Look at all the detail on her face. You got the eyes, you got the nose, you got the pores in her face, you got the... Wait, is that hair on her face?
Aloy has facial hair. No, fuck shit. This is absolutely repulsive. And Clara, so you should be ashamed of yourself. Stop shoving these female characters down our throats. What the fuck?
As a quick side note, I'd like to address the app that is called Twitter and the absolute unbelievably out-of-pocket posts that were made about Aloy's face when the game first came out and how she was obese and should look like a trans-morphed giga shit Barbie girl. Twitter is a cesspit of horseshit and clubbed fingers. Everyone who uses Twitter has clubbed fingers, probably clubbed toes too. There's a whole lot of clubbing over on Twitter. Graphics, check. Let's talk about the gameplay. Gameplay-wise, Forbidden West does a lot of the same that Zero Dawn did, except Forbidden West improves on most aspects of the gameplay and even adds new elements to it, like a good sequel should do. Climbing is a lot more reliable now, with Aloy being able to climb almost everything if you scan the area with your focus and follow the little yellow cum lines. It's not a perfect climbing system, but it's a big improvement from Zero Dawn. Combat is a lot more fun, with a variety of different combos you can use, and even special abilities, where in Zero Dawn, you basically just had one light attack and one heavy attack with the spear. There are, of course, new weapons added in Forbidden West, the exploding spear being the best one. They added the Rebreather, which allows you to channel your inner Felt Michaels. They also added a cool-ass hologram umbrella, aka the Fortnite glider, which, I mean, where are we dropping, boys? We're going Tilted Towers.
Fuck you, kid.
The fish building.
Which helps you glide down from high heights, and it can also help you traverse a little bit, and maybe even help you escape from Demonite government spy birds. They also added the Polecaster, which helps you zippity-doo-dah! It helps you zip up to various buildings or ledges, and you can pull off some pretty cool combos with the Polecaster by launching yourself up and transitioning into a smooth glide while fucking Dumbo is trying to kill you. Again, the gameplay isn't perfect. For example, your only way to maneuver away from enemies is by constantly pressing circle on your controller and rolling away. It'd be nice if Aloy could use her brain and maybe, block some attacks, specifically more so against the human enemies. As I mentioned earlier, the climbing isn't perfect, and also what the fuck? I can fly now with a governmental spy robot bird? No way! Yeah, the ability to call in a robot bird with your command is, it's a pretty cool addition as well. When it comes to Horizon's open world, things can get a little bit messy. I've seen some people label Forbidden West open world as a quote-unquote Ubisoft open world, which, in my opinion, is kinda unfair. Does Horizon have some quote-unquote Ubisoft open world aspects to its world? Yes, like the bandit camps and the mystery mouse tool question marks all over the map, and a shit ton of side quests. These are all things Horizon has in its open world. Do you know what games also have these kind of objectives in the world? The Witcher 3, Skyrim, Metal Gear Solid 5, Elden Ring? There are plenty of other games with some of these elements, and there's nothing wrong with it, as long as the gameplay is fun. And, in my opinion, Horizon Forbidden West gameplay just clicks for me. In Zero Dawn, the camps, they were a bigger issue since the combat was really simple, but in Forbidden West, you have a lot more variety and options to approach these bandit camps and combat. It also helps that there aren't an absolute shit ton of bandit camps in Forbidden West scattered across the map. With Ubisoft's bandit camps and just open world in general, they start to feel like chores because there are just way too many of them. Also, the combat in these games isn't the most appealing either. The question marks in Forbidden West, I completely understand the complaints for. I mean, I even got annoyed sometimes because what would happen is that you would go to a question mark, find a fire gleam or one of the metal flower things, and you just couldn't do anything with it yet because you were so early in the game. I don't know, to me that's just like, what the fuck, man? If I can't do this yet because I'm at the very start of the game and I'm a dumb idiot baby and I don't have the necessary tools to use it, then please don't put this here when I have to get halfway through the game to do something with it. The music in Horizon is very good. I think they took it a step further with their music, so that's a big improvement. Last but not least, without getting into any spoilers and whatnot, the story for Horizon is very good. I've always loved the lore and narrative of the Horizon series. It does something very unique and different in a successful way. Aloy develops a lot from the start of the game to the very end, and again, I don't want to spoil that much. All I can say is that I'm very excited to see what they do with the next Horizon, which is what a good story should do to people. You should want more after a good narrative. This wasn't supposed to be a whole review of Horizon, or a "you must buy Horizon Forbidden West, or else I'm gonna send a napalm strike to your household." The point of this video was to simply explain that Horizon is a game that was overshadowed by the release of Elden Ring, that deserves some praise and some respect for being a super fun and, to me, great video game. Forbidden West is probably my favorite game of all time. I've never had so much fun playing a game continuously as I did with Zero Dawn and Forbidden West.